What's going on, YouTube family? This your man Pristine, back with another video. Welcome to the full Pristine review for the Moto Edge Plus 2023. Let's dive right into this thing. Now, I'm just going to go down the list in the typical order in which I like to do these reviews. And so we're going to start off with the price. The price being $799. I got this at Best Buy. I know that typically Verizon normally, picked up the Edge and the Edge Plus variants, but I'm not sure if they did this year in 2023. I had a pretty horrible experience with Verizon some time ago, and I ended up leaving them. So since then, I have not been keeping up on what they've been having in their inventory. But I know that you can get the Edge Plus 2023 here from Best Buy, which is where I got mine. I'll drop a link for that down below in the description. You can also go to the Motorola website under the mobile devices, and you can order it there. And so, yeah, I think you can also get it from Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. But, you do have a couple of different ways, to get your hands on this device if, this device is what you want to commit to. All right, $799 is the price. This is Motorola's latest and greatest at the moment. Interesting though, I know that they dropped this on the 25th of May, and on June 16th, I want to say, is when they dropped the Razr Plus. So I was like, I was kind of thinking like, why not drop this and let it shine for a little bit, and then, drop the Razr Plus, because there's a lot of hype around the Razr Plus, and it may deter folks from wanting to go with this option, even though the Moto Edge Plus 2023 here is the more powerful device because of the fact that this is housing the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, and the Moto Razr Plus is housing the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor. Okay, but I understand too, different strokes for different folks. If you're not into the whole folding design, if you're not into a whole clamshell design, and you want to go of the more candy bar style form factor, and you want an absolute beast of a device, then definitely the Moto Edge Plus 2023 is the way to go. $799, I mean, that's still a pretty hefty price tag, but it is still undercutting the price on the iPhones, the Plus variants of the Samsungs, or the Plus variant and the Ultra variant of the Samsungs. Motorola is undercutting those devices in price. If you're interested in those devices but you don't want to pay that money, then man, I think that the Edge Plus 2023 here will be perfect for you. Now, what is your $800 gonna get you? It's gonna get you a 6.7 inch POLED panel, 2400 by 1080p with 165 hertz refresh rate. And I mean, this thing is lightning quick, super responsive to the touch. I mean, that refresh rate is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the display here it's a beautiful display. Let's see here. I can't remember the amount of nittage that it taps out at, but I've got this phone at 50% right now, and it is super, super bright. So, I mean, I like the fact that too, when we go into settings here under display, we have display refresh rate, and I keep it on auto, but you got 60, 120, and 165. So let's just put it on 165. Typically I keep it at auto, just because the phone is going to automatically adjust the refresh rate based on what you're doing with the device. But you see, when we turn that on, I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, just super, super fluid. Barely touching the display. I mean, it is super, super, super responsive. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, you get 165 hertz refresh rate. We get the waterfall display. You see how the Edge is, didn't mean to do that. The Edge, it bleeds over the right side and the left side. I know that's, before other devices that had that same screen design, it was considered a waterfall display, which, some people griped about. Me personally, I like the look of it. I like the feel of it. I think that it gives the device a very distinct look. Some people prefer a flat display. To me, that's just kind of played, you know, because most of the devices have flat displays. So, I mean, I think that this is something different. I mean, again, the edges on both the sides, I mean, that is something that we've seen before. Samsung, they started that with the whole, you know, the Samsung Galaxy Edge years ago, right? Like they introduced that edge panel, and you know, it's become a thing. And so I'm a fan of it. 1300 nits is the peak max brightness. I mean, so this phone is going to get plenty bright under any kind of lighting condition. We have quad curved 3D Corning Gorilla Glass Victus on the front and the rear. Yeah, I mean, as far as display, you know, you're getting one of the best displays, in my opinion, you know, on the market right now with this device. Now, build quality, again, Corning Gorilla Glass Victus on the front and the rear. Now, Motorola, look at the back of this device, right? That's Corning Gorilla Glass Victus on the rear. But what Motorola is calling it, it's anti-fingerprint coating, and the rear is a 3D curved Gorilla Glass Victus with velvet anti-glare glass. So that's what Moto is calling this, velvet anti-glare glass. And this same back is also what we find on the Razr Plus 2023. But yeah, the phone, you know, it's heavy. You know, it's definitely got some weight to it. I mean, it's made with the most premium of materials. I mean, so, you know, the build quality, I gotta say the build quality is solid. Definitely recommend a case, a screen protector, you know, if you're more prone to dropping your devices, to ensure that the screen protector is going to be what shatters and not your actual display. But this is a beautiful piece of hardware. I mean, very, very well crafted, in my opinion. A very good looking device. Yeah, I mean, I gotta say the build quality is stellar. Performance, I mean, what do I really? I mean, yeah, I mean, performance. I mean, we've got a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, 8 gigs of RAM, 512 gigabytes of non-expandable storage, UFS 4.0. We got an octa-core CPU, Adreno 740 GPU, running Android 13. You know, yeah, I mean, performance is beast mode. You know, I mean, the phone is, it's lightning quick. I mean, it's gonna do everything that you want and need it to do in an absolute hurry. I mean, just displaying how, just opening apps and it's just popping into this stuff super quick. And I mean, you know, like my YouTube music here, God, I've got so many playlists and files downloaded. I mean, and it just opened that up with ease, with no problems at all whatsoever. Again, 8 gigs of RAM. We swipe up and hold. This is going to take us to all of our recents. Pop right back in the YouTube music. Pop right back into the Play Store. Photos. Oh, I'm sorry, Chrome. You know, attentive display. This is one of those features where if you turn that on, then the screen will stay on as long as it can tell that you're looking at it, which is a nice feature. But yeah, I mean, everything just is a breeze on this device, right? Performance is absolutely stellar. Absolutely stellar. Cameras. Now, on the front of this device, we have a 60 megapixel selfie camera. Okay, now I just want to put it out there. The camera review for this device is at the tail end of this video. So if you are just dying to see that footage right now, then just click down in the description box under the timestamps and click on camera review, and it'll take you right to the camera review. Okay, 60 megapixel selfie snapper. Okay, I love that double tap to wake and sleep feature. Now on the rear here, and I like the way this camera cutout is as well. You know, it protrudes a little bit. You know, it's nothing too crazy in my opinion. I've heard people gripe over less. But in my opinion, you know, the camera, I mean, you know, a top-notch flagship grade camera like this, I mean, you got to expect that there's going to be some protrusion of some sort, right? I don't mind it. I mean, typically when you put a case on this thing, you know, the case, it's always kind of raised around the camera a little bit so that when you're sitting this phone on a flat surface on its back, then the camera lenses aren't being scraped up on the table or whatever you got your device sitting on top of. Now, we've got a tri-cam system here. We've got a 50 megapixel primary, a 50 megapixel ultra wide with a 114 degree field of view, and a 12 degree portrait lens. Okay, and this is featuring all the goodies. I think I told you in the unboxing video. If you want to get the full camera specifications, go to Motorola.com. Under their mobile section, choose the Moto Edge Plus 2023. Click on specifications and then scroll down to the camera specs. I kid you not, it is just a very, very robust list of features that this camera houses. I mean, still shot settings, video settings, and features. Just all kinds of stuff. I mean, this is definitely a pro grade flagship camera. It's too much to name, you know what I mean? But I will give you the basics. Okay. This is quad pixel technology on both the front and the rear camera. We do have 8K recording on the rear at 30 FPS. We have 4K recording on the front and the back cameras at 30 or 60 FPS. We also have 4K UHD HDR10 Plus recording at 30 FPS. And yeah, I mean, like I said, anything else, I mean, those are just like the basics. But anything else that you want to know, please refer to Motorola's website. I mean, it's a very, very long list of features and functions that this camera possesses. To me personally, how do I think the camera performs? I think that it performs beautifully. I've been a big fan of Moto cams for a long time now. I've made some videos some years ago comparing Motorola devices to Pixels and how I felt like the Moto cams were going toe-to-toe with Pixel devices. I know that some people called me crazy in the comments, but I mean, hey, I couldn't deny what my eyes were seeing. You know, I had the Moto in my left hand, Pixel in my right hand. I was taking images of the same things. And I'm looking at the pictures side by side, okay? I've got this is my Pixel 7 here. I got the 7A behind me, okay? This phone takes photos and video that is extremely similar, if not a little bit better in my opinion, than what we find here on the Pixel. And we all know that the Pixel is a tried and true camera. We all know that every year, no matter what, Pixel delivers on the camera front. Well, Motorola is as well. Okay, so I really feel like if you take any iPhone user, Pixel user, Galaxy user, Xiaomi user, OnePlus user, like these are some of the the brands that are deemed with the best camera systems on their devices, mainly the iPhones and the Pixels and Samsung. If you put this device in their hands and you open up the viewfinder for the camera, I guarantee you, those people that love iPhone, that love Google Pixels, that love Samsungs, I think that they will be just fine with the camera system here. Period. That's how well this camera system holds its own against the competition, in my pristine opinion. All right. Like I said, the camera reviews at the tail end of this video. So again, if you don't want to hear me ramble leading to the end of the video, then just get down in the description box, click on camera review under the timestamps, and it'll take you right to it. Okay. Now, battery life. Now we have a big 5100 milliamp hour battery. I've had no problems at all getting through a full day and some Screen on time and all that, I don't even really get into all that nonsense because a lot of that is solely dependent on how you use your device and what you're doing with your device. Okay, I've always said that I am a moderate to light user when it comes to my phones. A lot of times I try to purposely do things to kill phones and just can't do it. And this is one of those devices. I mean, you're talking about heavy streaming, whether it be music, watching YouTube, man, going down the rabbit hole or watching YouTube shorts, TikTok shorts. It's easy how you can just get sucked into those videos, and before you know it, you look up and 2 or 3 hours have gone by. Okay. I don't game on my device. This does have a gaming mode. If you want to do that to help conserve battery, and I believe that it also turns off other features so that you can game uninterrupted, which is also going to give you more battery sustainability if you're gaming on your device. But I gotta say, for me, battery life has been stellar, no problems at all whatsoever. And another good thing about this device is it comes with the 68-watt fast charging brick that comes in the box. You are talking about charging your phone from 0 to 100 in literally 20 minutes. 0 to 100, people, in 20 minutes. No lies, no whammies, no cap, as the youngins say nowadays. You know what I'm saying? No cap. And I was very excited about that. So much to where I did a short video talking about it before I did the unboxing. Yeah, then I get slapped in the face with the fact that the Razor Plus, which is more expensive than this, didn't come with the charging brick. And it's only 30-watt fast charging compatible. But the less expensive device comes with charging brick. Bigger batteries, 68 watts. Yeah. I'm gonna just leave that alone because that'll start a rant. All right. I'm gonna start, and I ain't trying to rant about nothing right now. All right. So battery life, stellar. Okay. In my personal opinion, again, that's gonna differ based on how you use your device. But for me, battery life has been awesome sauce. That's just what it is. Additional features. God, I mean, where can I start? I mean, Motorola, I mean, they just, paying homage to LG. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to LG. I ain't forgot about you, LG. There's a lot of things that LG originated on their phones that, a lot of the OEMs have copycatted and put in their devices today. Features that we know and love, like the double tap to sleep and the double tap to wake. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I love the fact that that feature is here, but I got to pay homage to LG because LG started that on, I believe, the LG G5. Yeah, I think that feature was on. No, matter of fact, that feature was on the LG. God, was it the Curve? The LG Bend? It was like the phone was like kind of curved like this or something like that. Yeah, that feature's been around for a long time, man. I think that originated on like the LG G2 or something like that. But man, LG, they had some. Yeah, I hope they make a comeback into the smartphone world. It's probably a foregone conclusion at this point, seeming that they're just focusing more so on appliances and so forth. But it really would be nice to see them re-enter the smartphone game because they really, put out some innovative things. They took risks, and I like that. I like the fact that they took risks. They always didn't play it safe. They tried things, whether it failed or not, they tried it. And I like that. You know what I mean? I feel like nowadays companies, they just play it safe. Apple look at Apple, and I'm not trying to badmouth Apple, but it's like Apple, we're in 2023, man. Every phone manufacturer has a folding device either out or coming down the pipeline very soon. Where's yours at? Every year is just the same thing. And, the Apple fanboys and fangirls, I mean, they have such a huge following to where it just doesn't matter seemingly what Apple puts out. Doesn't matter how redundant it is. Doesn't matter how boring it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they come out with the same hardware every year. They may be like some small little tweaks. Okay, we got the dynamic island, on the 14 Pro and Pro Max. But aside from that, it's just the same old ish. You know what I'm saying? and I know that they're getting ready to drop, iOS 17. It's supposed to introduce some new features and this and that. It's just like, man, cool. Okay, give us the latest software with the features and functions, but give us some new hardware to get excited about, Apple. You know what I'm saying? This is why I'm much more of an Android guy than I am an iOS guy. Okay, and I'm not trying to badmouth Apple. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So if you're an Apple fanboy or fangirl and you're watching this video, don't be upset. You know it's true. You know damn well it's true. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it should not have taken all this time for Apple to start implementing always on display on their devices. And you only get it on the 14 Pro and Pro Max. But what about the iPhone 14 and the 14 Plus? Like, that's janky. If you don't want to spend all that extra coin for the Pro models, you don't get always on display. And people, oh, well, there's an app for that, Pristine. I don't care about no app, man. I want the feature to come already baked in. You know what I'm saying? Like it's posed to be. Not like it's supposed to be, like it's posed to be. Already baked in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, don't get me started, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me started, man. But yes, I'm going way off subject. But I love the double tap feature, the sleep and wake. I love the fact that the attentive display, it keeps the display on as long as the display can tell that you're looking at it. Fingerprint sensor, super quick. Okay, check it again for accuracy, just to, let you guys know that the fingerprint sensor, it is an optical under the display fingerprint sensor. It works like a charm every single time. I've had no problems at all whatsoever with the fingerprint sensor. Google, you taking notes? Because this fingerprint sensor here is kind of suspect. It's kind of suspect. You see, it worked right there, but I mean that. I don't want to say it was an anomaly, but I mean the fingerprint sensor on these Pixels, man, it could use a little fine tuning. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to badmouth it. I'll just say it could be fine tuned. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So then, of course, we got ready for is, it's just kind of like Samsung DeX. Some people think that it's a little bit more or a little better or a little bit more intuitive than Samsung DeX. You can connect your Moto Edge Plus 2023 here to a computer monitor, and you can do some pretty cool things. Pretty cool things, similar to what Samsung DeX does. And so, yeah, I mean, I like the fact that you have that feature here if that's something that you want to take advantage of and utilize. But my personal favorites on any Moto device. My personal favorites is when you chop to turn on that flashlight. You see that? And then chop to turn it off. And then just that flick of the wrist. Flick of the wrist 2 times opens up the camera. And then you flick it again twice, and it switches it to the selfie camera. I mean, I will never, ever get tired of those features, ladies and gentlemen. No other device offers those features. There was somebody who did that. Who did that? Somebody else attempted. Somebody else attempted to do that, and it was just it didn't really work out too well. I mean, it was like you would flick your wrist and it was just one of those things to where sometimes it would work, other times it wouldn't. Most of the time it didn't work. It was just a train wreck. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, look, if you're going to copy tech, do it right. You know what I'm saying? I was always raised and taught that if you're not going to do it right, don't do it at all. You know what I'm saying? Don't halfway do it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't remember what this phone was, but it was as if they just put the feature there just to say that it had the feature, just to kind of give it that, ooh, look what this can do. But then when you try to do it, oh, it was terrible. It never worked. So I'm just like, hey, if you're gonna copy the technology, I mean, at least make it, make it usable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so yeah, I mean, Moto Edge Plus 2023, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, um, I'd have to say that this is one of the best smartphones that's on the market right now that you can get your hands on. Um, Beautifully crafted, well built device. All the features and functions that you could ever want. Dual stereo speakers um, that are tuned by Dolby Atmos. You do have Dolby Atmos on here so that you can customize your sound. You've got an equalizer there. Um, this phone is fully unlocked for all major carriers. It's both CDMA and GSM unlocked, so there's no carrier restrictions on this device. If you get it unlocked from Best Buy or Amazon, also if you get it from Moto, whatever SIM card that you want to throw in here, whether it's T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, Boost, Cricket, Metro, US Cellular, Mint Mobile, I mean, you name it. There isn't a SIM card out there that you can't put in this device that it won't work. Fully unlocked. Fully unlocked. I like that. No restrictions at all whatsoever. You can carry this phone from carrier to carrier if you want to. Okay. So yeah, I give this phone 2 thumbs up. On the pristine ranking scale, this is a go. This is a major go. Shout out to Flossie Carter. This phone is a major go. If you got the Moto Edge Plus 2023, as far as where you sit on the mobile device food chain, you sitting at the top. You sitting at the top, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I feel like these devices get slept on heavily, and that's probably going to be the situation again with the Edge Plus 2023 here. This phone is a true diamond in a rough. It is. Period. That's what it is. If you like this video, you already know, hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to expose yourself to tons of videos that I've done like this one. Keep it locked. Hit that notification bell because I've got so much more content to come. Every time my new content gets uploaded, you'll get notified. And when you do get that notification that Pristine Tech dropped, man, check out that content. Hop in the comments section, which is where I'm always chilling at. Let me know what you think about the content that you saw, what you heard, how you feel about it. If you got any questions or comments, man, hit me up in the comment section. And all I ask is that we keep it clean, that we keep it respectful, and let's talk tech respectfully. That's all I ask. All right? So, man, you guys already know. Please stay safe. Get spiritually fit. Keep it pristine in every aspect of your lives. And hold up, don't go nowhere just yet. You know what I'm saying? Because that camera review is rolling right now, baby. You know what I'm talking about? Catch y'all in the next one. Peace. All right, YouTube family, this is your man Pristine. Here we are with the primary camera sensors on the Moto Edge Plus 2023, where we have a 50 megapixel primary sensor, a 50 megapixel ultra wide sensor with a 114-degree field of view, and a 12 megapixel portrait lens featuring quad pixel technology, optical image stabilization, 8K recording at 30 FPS, 4K recording at 30 or 60 FPS, 4K UHD HDR10 plus at 30 FPS. And as you can see, I'm down here, at the beach near the crib, and I'm in the car, and just look at how razor sharp, I mean, this image quality is. And so let's go ahead and step on out of the Pristine mobile here. And again, we do have optical image stabilization on board. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is phenomenal. I know a lot of people, they talk about, the iPhones of the world and the Pixels of the world, and even Samsung. You get those Samsung in the mix, Xiaomi, OnePlus. Man, I don't really hear too many people talking at all about Moto cams, and I'm just like, I think these cameras are slept on, big time slept on. You know, I feel like if you put this phone in the hands of anybody that's used to an iPhone, anybody's hands that's used to a Pixel, or even a Samsung device for that matter, you are going to be more than happy with the camera performance on this particular device. Again, this phone is $799, so $800. With taxes, it's going to run you about $850. Um, and you know, this is Motorola's flagship right now, the Moto Edge Plus 2023. Now, interesting, I know that about 3 weeks after this dropped, Moto dropped the Moto Edge Plus, the Moto Razor Plus. You know, so stay tuned because I'm gonna be, you know, fully reviewing that. And actually, I think I'm gonna do a camera. I'm gonna do a comparison video between this and the Razor Plus. But yeah. This. You guys, let me know what you think down below in the comments. Let's see. This is the regular view. That's at zoomed in view. This is 2 times, or yeah, 2 times. Back to default. And then here's that wide angle with 114-degree field of view. Okay. Very impressed with the clouds. I mean, everything just seems to be spot on and super accurate. Okay. Yeah, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Let me go ahead and stroll along a little bit just so you guys can see that optical image stabilization working. Okay. Let's get up to the stop sign here real quick, or close to it. Plane up there. Oh, it's in the clouds. Can't really see it. But yeah, turn around and head back to the Pristine Mobile real quick. But yeah, y'all may call me crazy, but I'm like, you know, put this phone up against any Pixel, iPhone, Samsung, it's gonna hold its own, in my personal opinion. Again, I'm no camera expert. All I can do is talk to you about what it is that I'm seeing with my own eyes. You know what I'm saying? So all the camera specifications and logistics on this and that, and man, kill all that noise, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. This is what it is. All right. So look, we got a 60 megapixel selfie camera. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this. I'm gonna go ahead and hit record on that selfie camera. So we'll see what that's looking like. And then you know, we'll get to the still shot images and we'll close this thing on out. All right. All right. Prince, what's up, boy? Prince, what's up? Yeah. You go to night night? Hmm? You go to night night? And it's a thingamabob. Hmm? There's a thingamabob. He was messing with my remotes? Like, come on, son. Messing with my ROG ally? Hold up, bro. You was messing with my ally? Huh? You can't mess with my ally, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Come here. Come here, worm cat. The snake OMG smooth. Oh, so cute. He's dancing. Okay, I'll put you down. All right, y'all. So here we go with the selfie camera on the Moto Edge Plus 2023. This is a 60 megapixel selfie camera. 60, yes, 60. You heard me correctly. 60. All right. Quad pixel tech, 4K recording at 30 or 60 FPS, Full HD 1080p also at 30 or 60 FPS. This is beautiful, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just the image quality, the color accuracy. I mean, let alone, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the specimen, you know what I'm saying, that's presenting you with the content, you know what I'm saying? The good Lord clearly didn't make no mistakes with this thing right here, baby, you know what I'm talking about? Oh, man. Yeah, man, my bad, y'all. I'll be having fun with this thing, man. But, yeah, this is, and I'm in the car where, I got that real dark limousine tint. Because I like to see you, but you can't see me. You know what I'm saying? So let's step on out, you know what I'm saying? All right, this is what it is. This is what 60 megapixels look like on a selfie camera. Okay? You tell me. You tell me. I don't know, man. I'm not an expert with this thing. You know what I'm saying? All I can do is just show y'all the footage. Um, what you think? Let me know in the comments. Can it go toe to toe with a Pixel? I think so. What about an iPhone? I think so. You know what I'm saying? What about a Samsung? Or a OnePlus? Or a Xiaomi? I think so. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm strolling along, get my stroll on. My little bot working, you know what I'm saying? Optical image stabilization working out quite beautifully, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. So, yeah, man, you guys let me know what it is down in the comments, man. You know what I'm saying? Moto Edge Plus 2023. Okay? I think this is a great buy. My personal opinion. I mean, obviously, the cameras, speaks for themselves. Performance, spot on. I mean, this is nearly a perfect phone. You know what I'm saying? Um, I mean, yeah, yeah. This joint go hard, man. So I gotta get this side by side with the Razor Plus, with the Razor Plus, and see if the cameras on it can mess with this, man. Because I mean, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't know. Y'all been calling me crazy for years. I've done some pretty nice Moto pixel comparisons, some years ago, and y'all was calling me crazy in the comments when I was telling you that Motorola's cameras back then was going toe to toe with the Pixels. Man, this is yeah. All right, man. So that's it for the video footage. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and let the still shot images play out. You guys enjoy those. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of musical heaven. You know what I'm saying? That I sprinkled on the video for you guys to rock out to while you enjoying those images. And I'll catch y'all in the next one, baby. You know what I'm talking about? So you already know. Please stay safe. Get spiritually fit if you haven't already. Stop waiting. Stop waiting. Oh, Pristine, man. I'm going to wait till tomorrow, man. I'm going to wait till tomorrow, man. Is tomorrow promised? Was today promised? No, it wasn't. So if you're watching this video, you are blessed because you are blessed with the gift of life to view this content. You know what I'm saying? 5 minutes after you watch this video ain't guaranteed, let alone talking about what you're going to do tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing the game, man. We living in the last days, man. I'm trying to told you. You know? Like I said, man, if death were to just creep around some unsuspecting corner and you just happen to get stretched out for some reason, where's your soul going to rest for eternity? Things that make you go, You know what I'm saying? Quit playing the game and get spiritually fit, man. Keep it safe. Keep it pristine in every aspect of your lives. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.